Hi, everyone. My name is Daniel Kumapai. Nice to meet you all. Thank you so much for coming to this concert tonight. I'm the founder and executive director of Àkójopò. Usually, I like to be behind the scenes. I'm not the most social person, but I have to be social. I filmed my video when I was in Amsterdam on my way to Nigeria. But how are y'all doing tonight? Y'all doing good? Okay, good. So a little bit about myself. I studied music education at the University of Michigan. I was actually born in Lagos. My dad is from East Ekiti and my mom is from Ado, but they came to the U.S. I was born here and I left when I was 5, but I do come here and there. But currently, I work for the Chicago Philharmonic Orchestra. But I'm very passionate about music education. I feel like a lot of the resources I was given was due to the fact that I was in the U.S. and I'm really passionate about just supporting Nigerian musicians. Next up, Alaba is going to come up to talk more about the program. But please, I hope you do enjoy this concert. Please give a round of applause for Alaba.
Well, I guess we should also give a round of applause to, for Daniel. Okay. Good evening, everyone. Can you all hear me? Okay, great. So, I'm here to talk about 4 things very quickly. But first, my name is Alaba Ilesomi. I'm a doctoral student at the Florida State University. And I've been in Nigeria for the last 7 weeks, right? I've been away for about 8 years, sort of. I'll be returning very soon after this concert. So this concert is part of the reason why I'm in Nigeria at the moment. And my trip to Nigeria is fully funded by the Florida State University. So I guess we should give a round of applause. So a lot of this concert is funded by taxpayer money in the US. So we wanted people from the US Embassy to be part of it. And we have some guests, which I won't be mentioning all their names, but if you're here and you're from the US Embassy, please wave your hand. Visa or Simbi, so just wave. Okay, awesome. So what we're doing tonight is very, very important and very significant. In fact, it's highly historical, right? What we're doing tonight is about cultural reclamation. How do you respond to African art music? I've heard so much about it. People often have to describe African art music appending Western to it. And I'm a firm believer that at this point, despite colonization, despite Western education, that African art music is purely and originally African music. And that's what we're doing tonight. So when they come up here and they play the piano or they play the xylophone, tonight what you're hearing is not a Western instrument per se. What you're listening to tonight is African music. And the instruments are just the output for those creative explorations, and we have all the composers here. So this instrument tonight is an African instrument as far as I'm concerned, right? Do we all agree? If you agree, say hey. Okay, great. So that's one thing I needed to talk about. I have 3 more things to talk about quickly. Please put your phone on silence. We'll appreciate that. Because what we're doing tonight is important. We have 10 new compositions, right? The first one to be played by Daniel is not part of the new composition. But Daniel and the team will play a piece for you. And after that, we have 10 new pieces that no one, except for the performers and myself and Daniel and members of the crew, have heard before. No one else. And we have 6 of the composers here. So if you're one of the composers, do you mind waving to the audience? Please appreciate them. Great. So because of that, we have an award tonight. We have 2 awards. So we want you to be active listeners, right? So the first award is going to be the audience award, to be awarded by all of you, right? We're going to have a link up at the end of the concert where you all vote on your favorite composition. And then after that, we have our panel of 3 judges. This is not a competition, let me say that. This is not a competition. But we want, because we're exploring this idea of African art music, what is the Africanness in the art music, What does it mean? What is that African material in this African art music? Or what is that Nigerian material in the Nigerian art music? So our three judges will help us tonight select one piece that they believe. I think all the pieces fit right into Nigerian art music because we sent out a call for composition, right? But they will select one that fits right into that idea of African art music or Nigerian art music. So we have 2 awards at the end of the concert, well, towards the end of the concert, right? So I want you to enjoy the concert. We're going to say our appreciation to Alliance Française at the end of the concert, but we thank you so much. They took us in last minute, and I appreciate you guys, honestly. I know I've stressed you in the last 4 weeks, but I appreciate you so much. Okay, so now it's Erojeje. Thank you. I'll see you at the end of the concert.
I was told to just talk a little bit more about our past work, so I took some notes so I don't ramble. So how our Kojoku started, I was looking for a word that I just felt resonated with me. So I was just talking to my mom, and I was asking her a bunch of musical terms, and she just said them back in Yoruba, and I was like, Àkójopò. I just like it. I just like the name. But initially, when I started Àkójopò in 2020, my parents, well, my dad was somewhat supportive. My mom, she did not support me at all. I know coming to the U.S., she wanted me to, have nothing to do with Nigeria whatsoever. She was not supportive whatsoever. But I'm stubborn like my mom, so I didn't care. So here we are now. Luckily, I think she's gonna watch this. I love my mom. She's supportive now, but just know that if you have something you want to do and your parents will support you, it's fine. Just see your own vision. I remember in school, I went to the University of Michigan, and we had the business school. I pitched to a couple people at the Michigan Business Challenge. I remember we made it to round 3. And then one of the judges asked me, why Nigeria? It's such a hard market, to do this. But at the same time, I'm not asking him to do it. I'm asking myself and, everyone here to do it. So, if there's something you want to do, just, don't, trust me, this whole thing, there was a lot of resistance to even get here. So please, if there's something you want to do, just see your own vision. But if you open up the program too, there's some moments where I was shocked. If you go to the advisory board, when I was looking for, this team, God was at work here, because a lot of these team members, I was kind of shocked. Sumner, I remember we were looking for a lawyer because I didn't know anything about filing for NGO. And on campus, I remember I bought a laptop and I was selling my MacBook Airs, and I sold it to this law student on campus. And again, my mom always told me a closed mouth doesn't get fed. So I just told the law student, hey, I'm starting a nonprofit. Do you know anyone who has NGO experience? And somehow the only person that responded, Sumner, even though he's a lawyer, he has his bachelor's and master's in music education. So it was a perfect fit. And then for one of our team members, Austin, we were looking for an accountant, because initially when I asked people, everyone wanted to get paid, and that's good, but we didn't have money then. But I made a post on Facebook, LinkedIn, Instagram, and Austin responded. And it's kind of funny because I went to high school with Austin. I didn't know he would help me out. So it's just my motivation. If there's something you want to do, see your vision through. I think my last thing too is moments when I've been shocked. Initially, when I started Àkójopò, I had no fundraising experience. All I had was passion. I remember most of our donors came from the U.S., but there was, after our virtual concert, we had our first Nigerian donor, and I was so shocked because for me, that's just never happened. And it was just, that moment was really cool. But also, we had this virtual mentorship program we did where we partner musicians in Nigeria with instructors abroad. There was a euphonium player who lives in Lagos. We actually went to do a workshop with his orchestra, Atumbi Orchestra. And the instructor he was working with, Brendan, he's a euphonium instructor at Bowling Green in the US. I don't know why, but their chemistry worked really well. It's an 8-week program. So Oluwaseun was working with Brendan. But after the program, Brendan kept working with Oluwaseun. And before I came to Nigeria, Brendan messaged me saying, Oluwaseun was coming to the US to study abroad, to do music. But it was really surprising because the program ended almost a year ago. I didn't know they were still working with each other. And even now, when Oluwaseun comes to the US, the person who's going to pick him up from the airport is Brendan. So moments like that is just really cool because, I don't know, I was just like, wow, I didn't know things like that could happen. But hey, that was my commercial speech to get this group. Right? Okay, I'll hit you with some more commercial speech. But one thing about me too, I like gala a lot. I can't get a lot of gala, and anyone here eat gala? Okay. You can't get gala in Chicago because it goes by. Only the Nigerians here know this. Okay, gala. See, my intonation. When I first came to the U.S., my mom put me in speech training because I used to get bullied a lot. So I had speech training for, 6th grade until high school. So I will practice my intonation, but it's really hard when you have an English teacher who teaches you, how to speak English. And that's just because, again, my mom really wants to fit in. Because even my dad now, some people don't even understand him. I understand him, but some people don't understand him. But all right, I'm done with my commercial speech, so I hope y'all enjoy this next group. Give it up for the band.
Hi, everyone. I'm back again. We're at the midpoint, right? We have 4 more pieces to go. But after the last composition, please don't leave yet. Please don't leave. We have 2 guest artists performing tonight. That will be Johnson and Taiyo Mayaga. I hope I pronounced that right. So we have 2 compositions not on the program, but they're not new compositions, so you won't be voting on those. And also we have to present the awards at the end of the concert, so please, we hope you stay to the end. This should be over not later than 8 p.m., I promise. Right? See you soon.
me. Ayami, olólùfẹ́ mi ọ̀wọ́n, olólùfẹ́ mi, máa wọlé jẹ́jẹ́, máa wọlé jẹ́jẹ́, máa wọlé jẹ́jẹ́, máa wọlé. Dùdùkẹ́ olólùfẹ́ mi, Dùdùkẹ́ olólùfẹ́ mi, ẹni bí ọkàn mi, àdúmáradán aya mi, èyí fún jọ̀wọ́. Ẹlẹ́yinjú ẹ̀gẹ́ Dùdùkẹ́, Dùdùkẹ́, Dùdùkẹ́ mi, Dùdùkẹ́ olólùfẹ́ mi, Dùdùkẹ́ olólùfẹ́ mi, ẹni bí ọkàn mi, àdúmáradán aya mi, èyí fún jọ̀wọ́. Ẹlẹ́yinjú ẹ̀gẹ́ Dùdùkẹ́, Dùdùkẹ́, Dùdùkẹ́ mi. Wá olólùfẹ́ mi Dùdùkẹ́, wá olólùfẹ́ mi súnmọ́ mi. Wá o, wá o, wá o, wá o, wá o, wá bá mi lọlé. Wá olólùfẹ́ mi Dùdùkẹ́, wá olólùfẹ́ mi súnmọ́ mi. Wá o, wá o, wá o, wá o, wá o, wá bá mi lọlé. Dùdùkẹ́ aya mi, wá máa bá mi lọlé. Ẹni ayọ̀mọ́ mi látọ̀run wá, wá máa bá mi lọlé. Ẹni ayọ̀mọ́ mi ni ẹ, wá máa bá mi lọlé. Ẹni ayọ̀mọ́ mi ni ẹ. Dùdùkẹ́ mi, Dùdùkẹ́ aya mi, wá máa bá mi lọlé. Ẹni ayọ̀mọ́ mi látọ̀run wá, wá máa bá mi lọlé.
Ẹgbẹ́rin. Ta ló fi ìyá alákàrà ṣeré? Let's sing in tune. Okay, ta ló fi bàbá alákàrà ṣeré? That's better. Okay, so if you enjoyed the concert so far, could you give another round of applause, please? So this is what I think. I think there is hope for Nigerian art music. Jimama, you would agree, right? Absolutely. Yeah, there's hope for Nigerian art music. And would you agree with me tonight that that instrument for tonight is not a Western instrument? Would you agree? Say it like you mean it. Would you agree? No, yes. Yeah, despite colonization, we have colonized that instrument. Would you agree? No, don't laugh. Do you agree? Absolutely. And that's how we need to start thinking about, those instruments. And when we talk about any kind of African music, do not append Western instrument before it. When an African is playing it, it becomes an African instrument. So when you put Western before it, you're giving credit. So we're not doing that anymore. That instrument, when I play it, as far as I'm concerned, is from Osun State. You get that? Okay, that's about that. So now I'm going to introduce the composers, right? Again, if you go on the website, I'm not going to read all the bios. If you go on the website, we have everything there. So I'll call you one after the other. If you're here, 3 people cannot make it. So I'll call you, you come on stage. You appreciate all of them. So first I'm going to introduce Olagunju. Wait, the last name is Olagunju, right? So Tokpe Olagunju. Olagunju Tokpe, yeah, please appreciate him. And that's the composer of Nigeria Yiti Gbogbo. It is not for Emilokon or anybody. It's our Nigeria, you get it. And then the next composer is, they called him yesterday because we went to Lasso. So part of what we did was, no, you're staying on the stage. Yeah, please. Part of what we did for this concert, we did outreach. So we went to CCC Orchestra on Thursday. And then yesterday we went to the Lagos State University. And this man was introduced, is a PhD student, and was introduced as Associate Dr. Michael Bakari. Please. You will have to pardon me, Reverend, right? Please. Reverend Atwei, Reverend Father Atwei Vincent, please come on. And he recently won, before you clap. He recently won an award for Best Composition for the Queen's birthday. Or is it a birthday? Yeah, Jubilee, yeah. Please. Innocent Okechukwu is in the US studying at Longi University. Cannot make it tonight, but let's appreciate him. And the only female composer tonight, I had to insist, all the members did. We need diversity. Unfortunately, she's also the only female that submitted composition for this. So all the females here, get to your composition classes, right? Yeah. But tonight, let's welcome Grace Ofoka. And also Dr. Olupemi Oludare couldn't make it tonight, is a postdoc at some university. What? Yeah, and in Amsterdam, Netherlands. So Dr. Pemi Oludare couldn't make it tonight, but let's appreciate him. And the next composer is Isong Akwakwat. Did I pronounce it right? Is he here? No. But let's appreciate him, please. Dr. Stephen Olusoji is also not here. He's an associate professor at the University of Lagos, but let's appreciate him. The composer of Duduke, Segun Akimoladun. Please, 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 please. Like I said, we'll be done by 8, I promise. And the composer of Talofi Alakara Shere is Gabriel Adedeji. So these are all the composers. Can we appreciate them one more time? Oh, he's also the composer of Eru Jeje, the first one on the program. Great, great. Can I have all the musicians out here, please? The concert won't be possible tonight without these wonderful people that perform the pieces. And most of them are, before you clap, let me give you a rundown of their profile. You can go online and find that, but most of these people are products of the Musical Society of Nigeria, the Muzon School of Music. And the former deputy director of the Muzon School of Music, and also the director when I was in year 2, Jimama. She's here. Jimama, please get up. Please. Jimama! Jimama! Yeah, that's Jimama. By the way, she's 88 years old, and she's stronger than most of you. Okay, and all the volunteers, please, please. These amazing people opening the doors, and everybody, please come on stage. We didn't pay any of the volunteers a dime, not a dime. I know volunteering is not really a thing in this part of the world, but we appreciate all of this. Please, Sarah, come on stage, all of you, please. Come on stage. So these are all the people that made tonight a success. So clap for them. And oh, Daniel, where are you? Come forward, come forward. Come. I really have to say this. This man, more than anyone this year, has stressed the hell out of me. Pardon my language. But I love his passion. Don't clap yet. Let me give you a rundown. We're here because one person had the vision, had the dream. And everybody on this stage believes. I mean, you guys believe in the vision, right? I be now. And we're here because Daniel had a vision. The Muzon School has produced a lot of people, a lot of music graduates, because some set of people had a vision in 1989, right? But this man had a vision, and we're all here tonight because of him. Please, let's clap for him. And this is just the beginning of greater things to come. I believe so. And that's why I said there's hope for Nigerian art music, right? So, we would want your feedback at some point. You'll find the email of Àkójopò on the website. Please send us your feedback. This is the first time we're having in-person concert. So definitely we will recognize some of the lapses. And it will be back and better in Lagos and in Chicago. I hope so. So send us your feedback. We would appreciate that. If you have Instagram, please follow us on Instagram. It's Àkójopò MF. And lastly, we welcome donations. Some of the people from the U.S. consulate, right? You don't send Naira. I'm just telling you. You Zelle. I know what Zelle is. So you know, we all know. We know together. So contribute. We'll appreciate all of you, because this will not be possible without all of the support we've had so far. And we really need to recognize one of the major sponsors for this concert. Of course, Florida State University. That's my school. And we also need to recognize Mr. Titus Ogunyemi, who donated the 2 awards we'll be giving tonight. And he paid more than $500. That's 300,000 Naira. I just convert. No, appreciate him. No, for real. People don't donate anymore. And Daniel is still the highest donor, of course. Okay. So now I'm going to talk. Thank you all of you. You can go back to your seat. So Deji, can we have the awards on the slide? Okay. So the person who donated these 2 awards gave us the names that they announced, the awards will be named after. And the first award, the audience award, you guys are voting for that, is named after Dr. Daniel Olukoya. No, don't clap yet. More than anyone in this room, this man has done so much for Nigerian musicians, and more specifically for Nigerian art musicians, more than anyone in this room in terms of donations, support, all sort of support. Dr. Daniel Olukoya has done so much for Nigerian music. Please, let's appreciate him. So this award, like I said, it's audience choice. I'll be providing you with a link in a minute. And the next award, please. The next award is named after late Professor Kolawole Shonaike. He passed this year. Can we observe a moment of silence, please? May his soul rest in peace. I had the opportunity to, well, not just an opportunity. I met Professor Kolawole Shonaike. I lived in Houston for 5 years, and he pastored the CAC church in Houston. And every December, he would make sure that we'll have a Christmas concert. And from the stories that I've heard, he's done so much for a lot of Nigerian musicians also. So let's appreciate him and the donor also. So Daniel will talk to you about the last award. Daniel donated that award.
Oh, next slide, please. Yeah, so this is called the Àkójopò Award. I didn't name it because usually, technically, the donor is supposed to have a name, but I don't know, it didn't feel right. I just felt it's better to just leave it blank. So it's called the Àkójopò Award. So this essentially represents our vision and the mission as an org, and this award will be presented to a Nigerian musician who has worked tirelessly to improve the music scene in Nigeria. They've put others before themselves and greatly influenced the development of music education in Nigeria. So when Àkójopò started, I've been spending a lot of time. I remember Àkójopò started during COVID. So a lot of, I guess, my initial research was over WhatsApp. It was over WhatsApp. It was a lot of WhatsApp conversations and phone calls. But I'm not gonna lie. I think growing up, I didn't know about Muson until maybe like 2018, and then I think I met Shay over Facebook, and then the virtual concert we planned last year. Me and Shay, we had never even met in person. We planned the whole thing over WhatsApp and Zoom, and then through Shay, I met Johnson. And then it just became a huge, what's it called? When things roll. What's it called? A roller coaster, yeah. So, yeah, I think this award is just honoring someone who essentially inspires me and the org to continue to do what we do. But I think now is the next slide. So if you can grab out your phones and go to this website and vote for the piece you like the most.
So even though the website allows you to choose 2 compositions, please, you're only allowed to choose one, please. Just one for tonight. And while you're doing that, Taiyo, Mayaga, you will pronounce it better than me.
Ọ̀nà ṣubú jókòrò, ó hàn jù ọ̀nà ẹ̀fẹ́ ṣubú. Èé ò àṣùṣe. Àṣùṣe. àsùnṣe 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 àsùnṣe. Ṣe àṣùṣe ṣùgbọ́n mo fẹ́ tó bo gíga. Ẹ màmá ṣeéṣe búwe bá ṣe àṣùṣe. Ọ̀nà ṣubú jókòrò ó hàn jù ó náà fẹ́ ṣubú. Ayé Mafuge. Ayé Mafuge ulaje.
Àwáyé o bàbá.
Alẹ́ o. Olúkálùkù dúró gàdàgàdà. Àtijọ́ olúkálùkù dúró gàdàgàdà. Àfọ̀fì. Ẹyin bó ṣe fẹ́ dúró tó. Ìgbà múrẹ̀ wọra ṣubú. Ṣùgbọ́n ju o bá ṣubú jẹ kòró. Ọ̀nà kòró kìí ṣe jù lọ ni. Wẹ́gbọ̀ lẹ́ o. Àjẹjà bìrọ̀ náà fẹ́lá o. Christian Essen Ìgbòkwe ń kọ́. Àjẹjà bìrọ̀ náà àwo lọ́wọ́ o. Wo ṣubú ìgbà kíní, wo ṣubú ìgbà kejì, wo lulẹ̀ o. Wo ìfẹ́ lulẹ̀ ṣùgbọ́n wo fẹ́ tó bo gíga, possible o. Bí ìrànlọ́wọ́ ọ̀nẹ́ tó bo gíga. Àlàbá o ṣóyànwó mo kí rẹ o. Kórèdé ọmọ pẹ̀lẹ́yẹ o. Daniel kú má pàyí ńkọ́ o. Ṣeun owó ajé mi ìgbàgbé rẹ o.
So the last composition for tonight is by Juwon.
Okay. Good evening, everyone. I hope you've been enjoying the show so far. Well, it seems so. All right. So this particular performance is like a sort of cover of Dele Ojo's Alo Kwatiyawo. Most likely, most of you know it. If I say, I will. Thank you. I will. Oh, beautiful. The stage is set already. So this time, everywhere in this room is the stage because we're performing together. But before I go into the performance, I'll quickly run through the story. You know, it's just the story of a very powerful man who got married to the daughter of a ruler of a particular kingdom. And the daughter would call her husband away. And the husband refused that you can't call me away. I'm a powerful person. You should call me Abba. That is father. You know, away is just like a random language like Mr. Man, that kind of thing. So, of which the wife refused. And eventually, this man tried to show his capabilities, what he's capable of doing to his wife. And he took her on a journey to the bush. And while on the way, he was turning into different things, to different animals, which will be projected on the slide. The first thing it turned to, when you listen to the music, it actually turned to a lot of things, but I just picked a few of them for tonight. So first, it turned to Ere, which is a python, and the wife knelt down, but yet didn't yield, was still saying, away. Then it turned again to a tiger, Ekun, and the wife still didn't yield. Then he stepped up his game, turned to water, yet she did not yield. And lastly, he turned to fire, and the fire was approaching his wife like it's going to consume her. And it was this point that she yielded. So that's the first phase of the story. So the second phase of the story now is me narrating the story again, but now with music. So do not forget, when it gets to the point when I say, we will just all respond, Terry, no, Terry, no. Are we ready for this? All right, so let's roll.
Ení, èjì, ẹ̀ta, ẹ̀rin. I will. Èṣù Kojoku. Gemini. Èṣù Kojoku. Tere no tere, I will.
Àrìnpọ̀mù ejò ní í ṣekú pa wọ́n. Ìbá wa ṣe gbèsèdè síwájú. Ọkà bàbá ọkà tẹ̀lé. Tí paramọ́lẹ̀ tó kọ̀rọ̀ ọ̀wọ̀ sí ń tọ̀ ọ́ bọ̀ lẹ́yìn ìtẹ́rẹ̀ wá ń pa gílọ́gílọ́ nípa ọ̀nà. Ẹgbọ́n ta ń jẹ́ yájú sọ́mọ ọlá ní ọ́ká. Èrè ló dáyé tó pé gbogbo orúkọ tó bá pòun náà lòun ń jẹ́. Tẹ̀mí okú kí n tẹ́ ò rọ́rọ̀. Bí
mo sùn oró bí mo lajú orí jà mo ká mo gbé bó kíkẹ́ àgbákò èrè èlé túútúútú táyà bẹ́là ò lè wé àwọn mínímíní bí èyí ò lè fi nǹkan. ìyẹ́kùn ẹkùn ògìdó olóòlàjù a máa yọ míní a máa tẹ̀ fódá lágìjù bẹ́ẹ̀ kélé ògbé ẹni pògìdó ọlọ́lẹ̀ kélé ògbé baálé agìjù tí wọ́n dé olùfẹ́gẹ̀ tán ṣàràṣà yúmúyúmú lẹkùn ń dún yúmúyúmú lògìdó ń mú jẹ rẹ̀ gìrà ẹgbọ́n ta ni ó nu ẹkùn ta ni ó mọ ẹkùn ta ni ó mọ ọmọ ẹkùn mọ́lẹ̀ yúmúyúmú lẹkùn ń dún ọjàre.
Ọkọ dèrè sọ́nà o, èrè kúrò lọ́nà kó jọ ọmọ wa lọ o. Ọmọ wa mọ̀jà, ọmọ wa mọ̀ta o. Ọmọ wa mẹ̀kún, ọmọ orí ìlú o. Tèrè náà tèrè àwẹ̀ o. Àwẹ̀ o. Ìṣùbọ̀ ọkọ yòókù ọkọ dẹ́kun sọ́nà o ẹkùn kúrò lọ́nà kó jọ ọmọ wa lọ o ọmọ wa mọ̀jà ọmọ wa mọ̀ta o ọmọ wa mẹ̀kún ọmọ rídò òwe òwe.
Omi ò lápá tí kí n tó dìde ẹni lọ. Omi ò mà lẹ́sẹ̀ tí fi ń rugi igbó dànù. Olúwẹ̀rí ló lóyún tó bímọ lọ́sà. Màgbó òjò ló lóyún tó bímọ lókùn. Làísí àpomi lóyin. Sàrùmí àpomi láàdùn. Àtòyìn àtàádùn bàbá lomi ń jẹ fún wọn. Ló fi jẹ́ dúdú inú omi ní pupa inú omi ní. Kọ̀rọ̀kìnní ọ̀hún mẹ̀kúnnù alágbálúgbò odò. Omi lànà, omi ṣoore, omi má dínà mọ́ mi. Ẹ̀rọ ń mọ̀, n ò mọ̀jà. Ewúrẹ́ omi, n ò mọ́lé olóòjì. Olóòjì, bọ́lá fún mi ó jàre.
Omi wọ̀yàn rìn kẹ́rẹ́rẹ́, omi yóò lọ́wọ́, omi yóò lẹ́sẹ̀.
Iná ló wọ̀ dẹ̀dẹ̀ tó tẹ baálé ilé òun kan ní rẹ̀. Iná ló wọ agijù tó tẹ ewéko òun ẹranko gbónú. Àwọn dára, àwọn sunwọ̀n. Inú a máa bá ohun gbogbo jẹ́. Iná kàfílà ti ń ká ní kóróbójó. Iná mo ní ọmọdé bí nǹkan mi. Wọ́n kó mi ní gbòòrò náà. Iná níbi ìbálejò lábẹ́rẹ́ máa sì kúkú jó lórí rẹ̀. Wọ́n pé kò sára àtijọ́ iná fẹ́ dá lórí àpáta. Wọ́n ní kò mà sóhun tí iná fẹ́ ṣàlàpà ṣe. Iná ní bí mo bá òkè máa sì sọ ọ́ dẹ́gẹ́rẹ́ mi tì. Iná ní bí mo bá òkè máa sì pa àwọ̀ rẹ̀ dà. Ìjì lówó sùsù tó pé kò sí mẹ́ta lóhun tí iná fòun ṣe. Iná bá kú bá a dá múlẹ̀ àdá dìdù fẹ́. La fi ń pẹ́ Ṣàngó lọ́kọ ya. Iná ò Olúkòso pọ́ùdà.
Finally, Abao Ishuboko Yoko Oko do no sono náà kúrò lọ́nà kó jọ ọmọ wa lọ o ọmọ wa mọ̀jà ọmọ wa mọ̀ta o ọmọ wa mẹ̀kún ọmọ orí ìlú o tèrè náà tèrè àbá o.
Aremo Gemini. Thank you very much.
The Yoruba people say that Egunla, Eban Pari, I don't know it. Okay, and they need to come in first. Long Kenya Gbale, right? Okay. Please, once I'm done, then we'll announce the vote. Oh, great. Well, I told you guys that Daniel, more than anyone else, has stressed me this year. And I have equally stressed these people, Chick, Precious, not Marvelous, Precious, and Manon, right? I think that for the first time, I came in here with Johnson sometime in June. We were scheduled to perform at Mountain Top. We won't be able to get this capacity if we had used Mountain Top. But we appreciate that they gave us the place for free. But we needed a bigger venue. And we came here in June, very late. They had already fixed all their schedules. And I spoke to these ladies. Long story short, we're using here tonight because of these people and because of Alliance Française. And your clap right now needs to be the biggest. And I know I've said to you several times that I appreciate you, and I truly mean that. I appreciate all of you for what you've done. I know I've stressed you. You guys were probably thinking, why did we accept these guys, with the questions that we sent a PDF, 5 pages of questions. Daniel put it together. But I appreciate you all, for real. And it's not just Alliance Française, but Manon, Chick, Marvelous. Where's Precious? Please, Precious needs to be. You all need to be on the stage. No. Can we take this down so the vote is done? Please come on the stage. No. Musicians, you all come on the stage. Everyone, yeah. And the Audience Choice Award tonight, I know you said you're stepping down from the role as the cultural director, so you'll be presenting the Audience Choice Award tonight. And we don't do a Milo Pon. The election result is here. The election result is here, so you're going to read the piece with the most. Please, you can go.
So much pressure.
Composers and performers on stage. Emoji will play while we're accepting the award.
Okay. All right. I guess everybody's waiting for that. So the Audience Award, suspense, goes to Iya Alaka.
Ìyá alákàrà. Ìyá alákàrà.
Ta ló fi ìyá alákàrà ṣeré? Ta ló fi ìyá alákàrà ṣeré? Thank you so much. Thank you so much. And the next award, oh boy.
Thank you.
Oh, I need to introduce Mr. Shonwaje. a dissertation should be written about this man. I'll keep it there tonight.
Sorry. Good evening, everyone. Good evening, everyone. Well, I've enjoyed myself this evening. Who has not enjoyed himself or herself here? Show of hand, if you have not enjoyed yourself. Show of hand. I'm sure every one of us, we've enjoyed ourselves. We've heard all the compositions that have been presented this evening, and of course, as usual, we judges, we were under a lot of stress to decide which one would eventually come tops. But ready or not, here we are with the final decision of which composition comes top. Now, we actually came up with some criteria, which is the normal thing to do in such a situation where you have something that has a semblance of a competition. Although we've been told that this is not exactly a competition, but it has something of a semblance of a competition. So we had to come up with some criteria, and I'll just go through some of those criteria. Number one is the African-Nigerian essence or quintessentiality of the piece. That's the first criteria. Then the second one is the composition technique. That is the musical technique that, as a composer, you are supposed to have to use in crafting whatever composition you are working on. Okay, then the number three criteria is inspiration. Okay, how inspired the audience that is hearing it, how inspired are we the judges, how inspired am I, listening to your piece. And then number four is the African communicative meaning, which is a little bit like the Nigerian African essence, but it's a little different. That is it communicating something to me? I mean, listening to your piece, what am I thinking about? Is it really communicating an idea, or a theme, or an African theme to me? Okay, and then number five is entertainment value / audience response. Okay, we also try to gauge, how the audience responded to each of the pieces. Okay, so basically those are the five criteria that we used. And at the end of the day, after all said and done, after awarding our marks and looking at doing our marks, doing our comments and everything, the piece that came tops, suspense. The piece that came tops is Iyalakara by Gabriel Adedeji. The winner, Gabriel Adedeji. Okay?
Okay. And the last award for tonight, we need to be out of here soon, is an award. Please, can you pull up the Àkójopò Award? So part of what Àkójopò is doing concerns music education. And we wanted to recognize someone who has given so much to Nigerian music education. I've been asked to describe this person without mentioning their name, but it is impossible to do so. So I'm just going to have Daniel announce this recognition for someone who has done so much for Nigerian art music.
Okay, so we're going on to the Àkójopò Award. And I practiced this person's name a lot. I practiced hard last night. I woke up and I practiced because I wasn't gonna mess up. Okay. All right, so the Àkójopò Award was presented to Miss Edna Shoyeonwoo. I'll read her profile. Miss Edna Shoyeonwoo, whose career spans over 6 decades, has had a blissful career as an author, composer, and teacher in top institution schools in the United Kingdom, Ghana, and Nigeria. She holds a bachelor's degree and post-certificate in education from the University of London, and an associate of the Royal College of Music, and a master's in education from the University of North Wales. Before studying at the University of Durham St. Aidan's College, where she graduated with a bachelor's in 1960, she got a job in tonal languages at the University of London's School of Oriental and African Studies, then proceeded to Trinity College of Music, London for a year, where she completed her piano teaching diploma, ARCM. Ms. Shoyeonwoo has had a long, successful teaching career starting in the UK, Ghana, and Nigeria. From 1960 to 1961, she had a stint at a girls' secondary school in South London during the PGCE course. Ms. Shoyeonwoo also taught at Winneba Specialist Training College, now the University of Cape Coast, Ghana, between 1961 and 1963. In addition, she taught at Ibadan Grammar School from 1965 to 1968 at the United Christian Secondary Commercial College, where she taught English and music from 1968 to 1973. She later left for King's College, Lagos, where she taught between 1973 to 1984. She was appointed principal. Can I get some water? I'm joking. I'll keep going. She was appointed vice principal in 1983 and was granted a year's study leave to pursue a master's education abroad. She returned in 1984 and got appointed vice principal in Queen's College, Yaba, Lagos, where she voluntarily retired in 1968. From 1986 to 1995, she worked as the first administration manager of Corona Schools Trust Council. Also from 1987 to 2018, Ms. Shoyeonwoo worked with the Muson School of Music, Lagos, initially as a member of the school's committee, then as a part-time piano teacher in the basic school. Later, from 2026, she worked as a full-time staff of the MTNF-sponsored diploma school as deputy director and chief examiner of the Muson Theory and Practical Examinations till she voluntarily retired in July 2018. She was also director of Chapel Music, Chapel of the Healing Cross, Lagos University Teaching Hospital, and College of Medicine between 1987 to 2004. Looking back at her formative stage, Ms. Shoyeonwoo was nurtured in the Scottish Presbyterian mission schools between ages 6 and 12. 3 of those years in boarding school. She continued for the next 7 years at the renowned co-educational Àkójopò Secondary School from 1948 to 1954. She is fondly called G-Mama, has retired but is not tired. She continues to write music and study while teaching all levels of musicianship, choral, piano, and theory. Her music students are now successful musicians and intellectuals all over the globe, and some hold doctorate degrees in music performance and studies. Thank you so much, Ms. Shoyeonwoo.
So can we have G-Mama on the stage and Jean Clark, please? Jen, please come on the stage. Right here. Mr. Wajid. So that will be the end of the concert. We appreciate you all for coming. Watch out for Orin Tuntun. Is it season 2 or chapter 2 or 2.0? Thank you so much. Thank you. As you say, let's take a picture, Mama.
Mama Shoyeonwoo.